Welcome to the online Python programming series. So up to now we have discussed basic ideas on Python. We have discussed variable types, basic operators, decision makings and loops, and we have seen already some example in loops also. So in this video we are going to discuss one of the most important part in Python, which is going to be list. So in Python the most basic data structure is sequence. So the most basic data structure in Python is sequence. So there are 6 ways that which we can use. So there are 6 built-in types of sequences in Python, which is strings, Unicode strings, list, tuples, buffers and X-range objects. So from all these things we will be discussing about list and tuples. So list and tuples is the most important things, and we will be discussing on that two aspects. So in this video we are going to discuss about Python list. So in Python list, this is also same like arrays in C. This is also same like arrays in C, but the difference between list and array is, in array we will be initializing a data type and we will be having the elements of same type, but in list you can have different type objects. So if you see the list 1, the example list 1, you can see physics, chemistry 1997 and 2000. So that means there can be a string and integer values, any float value together in a list. But in arrays, what we known as simple arrays in C, we will be having only one data type in a one array. So we are going to initialize the data type also. In Python we usually don't initialize any data type. It is depend on the heap memory which is going to allocate by the for each variable. So that's how they will be taking what is the data type of the each element. Okay. So when we are discussing about Python list, so this is 3 example which is we have introduced 3 list to get the example of the to take as example. Okay. So in the list 1 you can see there are 4 elements, and you can see how we are going to initialize a list is we are going to have a one element followed by a comma. So the comma separated value between square brackets indicate a list. Okay. So value will be comma separated and it will be between square brackets. Okay. So if we run this example, so we have initialized 3 list, and there are many ways how we are going to access the each element. So in list you should know these elements will be starting from 0 again. So the index of the element is 0. It will be starting from 0 to n-1, as we discussed in the C programming also. Like that in the arrays also we are starting from 0 to n-1. Same like in the list also, the first element will be 0 and the last element will be n-1 if the size of the list is n. Okay. So if you want to access, and so this is we have initialized 3 arrays. We will see how to access those elements. Okay. First I'll print these 2, then we can see. So I am having a print, I am asking to print a list. Okay. So it says print list of 1 element of 0. So this is the one we want to print, and this is the headline what we are going to print, and we will print this one also. This list will be print from the number 1 to 5. We will run it and see. So if you check the answers, you can see we are asking to print list of 1 for 0 element. So list of 1 0 element what we are going to print. So that means list of 1 0 element is what? Physics. So that's how we are going to get this physics. So if we change this to 2, then what is the output we should get? So this is 0 1 2. So 1997 should be the answer. We will run it and see. You can see we got 19 and 97. So there is one more method how we can print something. There is a slice method. So here we are going to print something from one range to another range. Okay, if you see the second example, you can see it says it should be print from list 1 to 4. So 1 to 4 means the last element is always excluded. So it should print 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. If the elements are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, so it should print 1, 2, 3 elements. So that means 3 elements should be print from 2, 3 and 4. That's how it is going to print the value. So if I change it to 1 to 5, if I run the program, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 4 elements it should print. So you will get the answers like 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's how we are going to print a range in a list. Okay, so then if you want to update any value, so if you want to initialize or if you want to change some value, so in the first case you can see I am having, if I delete this line, so in my list 1, my list 2 is initialized, so I'm asking to print this list 2. Then I'm going to initialize list 2 equal, I'll give one value 5000. Okay, then I will ask again to print this one. Then we can see whether it is updated or not. Okay, so you can see the list 1 of the second element is updated to 5000. So in the first case it is printed like the element is 1997. So we then updated it. So then if we print the same line, so we have same thing, if you print it, you can see it is updated to 5000. So this is how we are going to update any value. So if we want to update again list 2, I will print list 2 of, I'll ask to update element number 1 to again 125, and if I ask to run list 2 of element 0, he also will ask to print, we can delete this line, we can ask to print list 2 of element 0. Okay, so then we'll run it and see. So in this first case it will print list 2 of 0 element, then we have updated into 125 and we will print it and see whether it is updated. So you can see in the first case it was 1, then it was updated to 125. Okay, so then we can see how to delete an object from a list. So how to delete an object from a list. So it is also very easy. You can use the keyword del. So the keyword del is used to delete any element. So if we delete any element, then you can see I'll delete element from list 1, del, then I'll type list 1. So what is the element I should delete? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 means third element I'll delete. Then I'll ask to print the list. Okay, so you can see, so the delete list 1 of 3, so 3 means 0, 1, 2, 3, the third element is deleted. So if I print the list, I should get the output like only the first 3 elements. So this is applicable for any list. You can use the keyword del. So for the insert or for the updating anything, you can just take the indexing of the value, then you can initialize the variable. So if you want to delete something, you can use the keyword del, D-E-L. Okay, so these are the things you should know when working with list, and there are some other things. We'll see one example. So I am going to have one example like this. Okay, this is my example, and we'll print 3 sequences. Print, we'll ask to print L2, then we can ask again to print L minus 2, then we'll ask to print L to be capital from 1 to dot. So 1 to dot mean it should be print up to end. So we'll print it and see. So this is the output we got. So in the first case, L2 indicates 0, 1, 2. So you should get spam with the exclamation mark. So that is how we are going to get input. So in the second one, we are having L minus 2. So L minus 2 means that negative count from the right. So it should be starting negative count from the right. So minus 2, you are going to get this print minus 1 minus 2 minus 1 minus 2. So I'm going to get this spam as the print. So if you change this to minus 3, then you should get simple letters spam. See, this is how you are going to get the output. You should remember, when you are starting from left, it will start from 0, 1, 2. If you are going for the negative side, it should start from minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, like that. So if you see the last example, it says go from 1 to n. So it will start from here to here. So we don't have any n number, n position. So that means it will go until n. So these are the Python expressions and how we are going to do indexing, slicing in the Python list. So there are many other built-in functions where you can do comparison, find the length of the list, maximum and the minimum of the or the list. So I'll add these things in the video. What are the usage of comparison, what are the length, you can see it here, and what is the minimum and how to take the maximum. So you can try it by your own and work. So if you have any issues in those things, you can put a comment in the comment section. So keep in touch with our YouTube channel. You can learn many more interesting tutorial on programming.